What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome to the Welsh Way here with Swift Town. End of season review now, we've done our third season. Sadly we didn't win anything this year, but we were facing a pretty near, well I wouldn't say pretty hard, but I'd say near impossible task of trying to stop TNS. I mean, they had an amazing season, probably deserved to win the treble, just like we did last year. We deserved to win the treble, but underperformed in the Welsh Cup final. We could have won the Welsh Cup final if, of course, it wasn't for two disallowed goals. I'm not too sure if they were meant to be disallowed or not, and really I don't really mind because it just wasn't our year come the end of the year, and if that makes sense, you know, it just didn't seem to fall our way. Things didn't fall in place like they had in the previous season, and end of the day, things fell in place for TNS, and they walk away with three trophies. There we go. So, what to do on our highlight. So we're going to go to transfers. I don't think any have been made really. Dylan Evans has been released because Terry Whitehouse has of course come in. We'll go into our team in a second though, but we'll go and look at some, I guess, league awards that have been handed out. So, Player of the Month, we've not done any of these all season long, and we didn't actually win any. You saw maybe me flicking through. We picked up a couple of second and third places, but apart from that, not winning Player of the Month, a bit disappointing. Manager of the Month, us ourselves managed to pick it up twice, and of course picking up again a couple of more second and third places. But as you can see, Carl Darlington, the TNS manager, definitely deserved to run away with this. Was it 6 out of a possible 9? Obviously they had an amazing year. So, you know who's going to walk away with Manager of the Year? It is, of course, Carl Darlington. We already looked at that. So Player of the Year went to Elliot Durrell, a name I saw a few times scoring against us. He is an absolute beast of a player. Attacking midfield, well suited for this league. You know, probably beyond capable for this league. Playing where he played for Hensford. It's quite a surprising place to come from. I'd have thought he played somewhere else, but you know, had a great year there in Skrill North. He's come here, of course. He's going to be getting European football. He's going to be playing Champions League. He's won 3 titles in his second year. I think he's probably made the right decision. Career choice for him. But these are the type of players I'm talking about. 1.1k a week. We can't be paying that for players, and it's because we just can't fund it. Now, I was looking at TNS. I was seeing, you know, how can they possibly fund players like this for 1.1k? And I presumed, you know, maybe they have a large average attendance, but they don't. They in fact bring in less crowds than us. So I don't know how they get their finances. They must have great sponsorship deals because they weren't in the Champions League, so they must be making either incredible losses or, you know, or the owners being really generous and pumping a lot of money in, because I don't know how they afford players like this, but they do, and it just adds a little bit more of a challenge for us to try and conquer the league next year. Team of the season, we've got a few players in this, which I'm proud to see. So, Reece Wilson, always call him Ryan, I don't know why. Reece Wilson got in goal, 7.05 average match rating, 32 league appearances. How many clean sheets in the league? 12 clean sheets in the league. That's a pretty good record. We also got our centre back, Corey Sinnott, coming in. Garen Pren. Ryan Davis had an absolutely amazing season, and that is it. So, as you can see, TNS obviously walked away with it. Greg Draper, Walker, Durrell, Talbot, Williams, Rickens? Where's he from? England. But, again, TNS, amazing season. The average match ratings are incredible. Surprised, you know, these guys are all in it. I would have thought we had a better defender than... Oh, no, they're fullbacks. Our fullbacks don't actually play well. I'll probably say, you know, they don't deserve to be in it. But a lot of players playing very, very well in this league. Matthew Hersey. That's the surprise to see a Port Talbot player in there. Scored a lot of goals. Probably deserved that. May have to look into him because he's the only one not out of the top 2 in there. And we had an amazing year for us and TNS. If you take us out of the league, it could have been any of them winning in the league. Top goal scorers, we didn't sadly come anywhere in this. It was the past few years we've had David Hislop in the fray. Or last year we had David Hislop in the fray. This year we just couldn't keep up with Matthew Hersey, Greg Draper, or Jordan Follows. They all ended up scoring a bag loads of goals, and he ended up scoring more than a goal a game. So did he, and so did he. So great goal scoring record by all 3 of them players. And the Young Player of the Year went to Ryan Davis. The second year in a row now we've managed to pick this up. He had an incredible season this year. Still, his report says he's not a gold star, but it says he's a decent player for the Welsh Premier League. Obviously, that is underestimating him massively. 32 league appearances, 10 goals, 18 assists, 2 Man of the Match awards, 5.9 7.59. There you go. 7.59 average match rating. For 3 years, he's got a 7 average match rating. I know last year he was sort of backup left mid, but this year he's, played pretty much every game. Actually, he did play every league game, didn't he? Yeah, he has. He's played every single league game this season for us, and obviously, if he's contributing 28 goals to the team, he's doing something right. So, an incredible player, despite what his report says, despite his stats not really being too great. I mean, 1 flair for a winger, it's not great really, but he gets the job done, and that is all that matters to me. Oh, I meant to subscribe to that. And that is it for the awards. So we're going to go into a few stats. Average attendance, you can see there. We're going to go out salary per annum. We're the 7th lowest in the league. Look at that. TNS spend about $1 million a year. 867k a year on wages. Now, I can barely fund 149k. So with an average attendance smaller than ours, not having Champions League football, I don't know how they fund theirs. Okay, the Champions League football. I mean, I'm barely able to fund mine, without Champions League football. So when they have Europa League football, I don't know how they fund theirs. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how they manage to survive, without going bankrupt or something. Anything else I really want to look at here? No, we're going to some player stats though. Ryan Davies finished with the top assists in the league. Number 1, 2 clear of Farah and Fleetwood. Elsewhere, none of our players are really up there. Distance covered, we're good to see we have some workers. Pren, Ryan Davis and Venables all working very, very hard indeed. Not conceded. We want to go to clean sheet. Who kept the most clean sheets in the league? I don't think it was our guy. I can't actually see it. There we go. Oh, it was. Wow, he kept a lot more than Lee Idzi and Carl Penty. I didn't actually know he played in goal for them. I thought it was Harrison. Harrison? I think it's Harrison, isn't it? Yeah, Paul Harrison. But yeah, we finished top of clean sheets. I didn't actually know that. That's a good surprise to see. Goal scorers, who was our top goal scorer? It was David Hislop with 20, down in 9th. But then James Hislop as well, 19 goals. They both contributed massively. And if you try and look for the next highest, it is TNS, Elliot Durrell and Greg Draper. So 33, 16, quick calculation, which is 49. And we scored 39. So together we probably have the second best strike force in the league, considering they only play 1 striker TNS, and they have a lot of attacking midfielders constantly moving around and creating chances and things like that. So overall, I'm happy with the strike force we have in the side. Average rating, who are the highest average rating in the league? Greg Draper, absolute beast of a player, and they're gonna need him to leave. I'm surprised no one in another league has tried to pick him up with a goal scoring record like this. Maybe in like the conference or something like that, League 2 maybe. Anything else I really want to look at? We've looked at assists already. We know we're top of that. Not really here. We'll have a look at the season. We'll have a look at our season past positions. I mean, you won't really see anything. Of course, we're going to be top and second most of the time, pinballing around with TNS, who was top in the first week of the season. Must have been someone. Because, oh, crap. We've got no one top of the table in the first week. I don't know why. Apparently no one was first during the first game, second game, or third game actually. I don't know. Apparently no one was ever top of the league after their first, second, or third game. That's bizarre. But yeah, obviously we kept pretty consistent in the league. We're going to finances before we go into our team. So financially, we're not too great right now, but that is because we are improving our youth facilities. I mentioned this last episode, of course. We are going to get an upgrade in our youth facilities. I don't know what the next level itself is going to be, but hopefully that could help, bring in a lot better youth players next year, because youth players we're bringing in now are pretty good. Some of them are able to enter the first team straight away, but it'd be nice to get a little bit more quality year by year in that youth facility, just so we can start producing slightly better players, and that way, as soon as they come in as our youth intake, they can go into the bench, go into something like that, and they're ready for the Welsh Premier League, at a very comfortable level, like mid-table level. That's what I'm aiming for. And that's why we've lost 500k last month, and that's why this season we've only made 110k, despite our massive boost in the Champions League. So overall, we're still secure there. Like, the Europa League money should be enough to, survive us over for a season and still keep us pretty well in the balance. So I'm not too worried about that. So, let's move on to our team, and how am I going to do this? I think we'll just do it in our normal way. I was thinking maybe I should make a starting 11, like pause this quickly, make a starting 11 on my best team. But what you're seeing here, with the exception of a few, is the team I think I'm going to be going out with next season. But I'll move on to that a bit more later on. So, top goal scorer, of course, you already know this, David Hislop. James O'Neill came second with 22. Ryan Davies popped up with 14. And the other winger, Pren, scoring 13 as well. We had contributions from a few other players, centre-back scoring from set pieces. Venables scoring from set pieces as well. Same with Hislop and open play for Hislop as well. Jack Christopher, look at that stat. 1 start, 5 goals. That is an absolutely beast stat to have. I mean, I'm sure he's not happy with it, only starting 1 game, but for me that is pretty incredible. Assists, Ryan Davies, 29 assists in all competition. Absolute beast. Pren, 15, sorry. Again, wingers contributing a lot with goals and assists, which is very nice to see. James O'Neill as well, playing the target man role. It's good to see that he is assisting and getting 11 assists as well. So, a good fair contribution, our both wingers, our 2 main strikers getting assists, and Chris Venables as well, our centre mid. Player of the matches, 8 being picked up by David Hislop, 6 to combined with 6 with Ryan Davies and James O'Neill, and 5 with Pren. So these 4 guys have been absolutely crucial to our season, as it shows with their player of the match as well. Of course, you can't take anything away from Sinnott or Hamilton Davis. They've done very well as well, but the attacking force has been absolutely outstanding this year. Yellow card, the bad boy of our team, has been Darius Waters and also James O'Neill with that 1 red card. The only player in our whole squad to pick up a red card this season. I mean, I don't really mind that. That's not a bad stat to have, only 1 player being sent off. And our highest valued player, I don't think something I've ever really paid too much attention to, but it's nice to have a look at now and again. Of course, it is going to be David Hislop. Absolute beast of a player. Signed him, of course, 17 years of age. Not really expecting to play him 3 years later. Absolute best player. He's captain of the team this year. He was. Sadly, didn't pick up a trophy. And his stats have grown amazingly. I mean, I don't know whether I looked at him in the past episode. I'm pretty sure I have got an attribute thing on maybe one of the first or second episode of this series, because I would have looked at him when I signed him. And if you maybe compared them from here and now, you can do that yourselves if you really feel like you want to. You'll see, the stats have grown amazingly. His composure, I think he had absolutely terrible composure. It must be something, it was obviously below, I think 8 maybe. I've got that's got up to 14 now. I'm trying to work on his finishing, try and get that into double figures. So that way he is a pretty clinical striker for this league. Because really the situation strikers getting in this league are goal scoring opportunities, 9 times out of 10. It's just that most of the strikers' quality of finishing and composure isn't good enough for them to slot it in the back of the net most of the time. So if we can get that up, that'd be great. Apart from that, he's a target man / poacher and things like that. I'd like to improve his pace and things like that. Passing, long shots, a couple of stats here and there, heading, things like that. Attribute wise, technically wise, I should say. I'd like to improve a bit of everything. But he's 19 years of age. He's still got, I think, development stops at 23, so he's still got 4 years left of development in him, really. So I'm not too worried about that. Plus, he gets first team football. My only real regret with this guy is he hasn't played for the Welsh under-19s. I don't know why. I would play him. He's with a goal-scoring record like that. I don't see why you wouldn't really want to play him. A lot of these other under-19 Welsh players play for youth squads for other teams. At least this guy's getting first team football and has scored in the Champions League. What 18, 19-year-old can say that and play for the Welsh team? I bet it's near to none apart from this guy. And that's why his report is so good. Also, something I never mentioned before, he's picked up a hell of an achievement as a player. He came runner-up of Welsh Young Player of the Year. Now, this takes in every Welsh player in the game. And what it does is, I don't know what it does, maybe it goes average rating, maybe there's a vote, something or other. But last year, David Hislop came 3rd in this, being 18 years of age. For some reason, that didn't earn him an under-19 call-up. God knows why not. Facing against the likes of Joe Williams and Ben Davis for 2 Premier League teams. I think they're Premier League teams anyway. Yeah, at the time, Reading would have been a Premier League team. And then this season, he's facing up against St Johnson's James Graham and also Almeria. That's a Spanish team, I believe. Facing up against 2 amazing players. He's played in the Bundesliga Liga BBVA. Hey, I don't know why I said that. He played a bit for the, in the Spanish league this season and the 3rd division, but he's rated very highly in Wales. But yet he doesn't get called up to any youth setup. Now, it doesn't understand me. So what I'll do is I'll have a look at David Hislop really quickly, memorize a couple of key stats, and then I'll go into the under-21 squad, because I don't think he counts as under-19s anymore. And Carl Kopp. This guy is very, very good. Probably a little bit better than Hislop, but he hasn't been playing League One football until now, and he's not playing very well. In fact, for a striker to only score 6 goals in your whole career, I'm sorry, mate, but I don't see why you can't put someone on form. Surely it should be based upon form, not where you play at a youth level, at least. So maybe in the future I'd like to see Hislop get called up in this competition, but I think it's very unlikely for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe Williams is just a bit of a dick, and maybe just can't spot quality when it's hitting, when it's very much waving with a torch. You go, hey, look over here, look, I'm scoring loads of goals. Maybe have a pick of me, but no, he doesn't seem to want to listen. So yeah, here is the team that I think we're going to line up with next season, but there's a few exceptions, sadly. Corey Sinnott and Reece Wilson are unable to sign new deals for me. I don't know why. They just don't want to talk to me, and it is really frustrating. I'll try and offer them a contract. Nope. My client is currently not interested in a contract negotiation. I don't know why. I don't see where they're going to go. They're either going to sidestep to England or not go anywhere and end up retiring. But, I don't think it's too much of a loss. I think the keeper position is a huge loss. We're going to have to try and replace him because I don't think Terry Whitehouse is going to be good enough to, be our #1 choice next season. But for Corey Sinnott, yes, we're going to miss him. But do I think the squad's going to fall apart with him not being there? I don't really think so. I think that Matthew Noble can easily come in and do the job. And also we have the like of Gareth Noble and if we go to the reserves and under-19s for centre-backs, we've got Simon Smith and Jeff Lever and Kendrick. We've got a few blokes there who can easily come in and play the position in a decent enough standard. So I don't think it's too much lost with Corey Sinnott leaving. Elsewhere though, we've got a few youngsters coming in. We've got Fraser and Price. Price has been playing for the under-19s for Wales a bit. I think he's been capped. Yeah, he's been capped for the under-19s of Wales. Actually, we've got on his form. We can see all the games he's played to them. He played against Singapore under-19s a few months back. So, I think it's time maybe we start introducing him into the first team. If he's catching the attention of the Welsh youth teams, we're going to try and get playing first team football. I mean, he's got some great stats on him already built in. 16 years of age, a lot of time left for development left. So I need to start giving him first team football, and hopefully he'll become a beast player in the future. Fraser as well. He's going to be our first choice left back next season, there's no doubt about it. Hopefully, though, he can play better than Pren and others have played in the past in that left back role. Elsewhere, Eddie Hislop. I'm thinking of giving this guy a chance. I mean, his brother is an absolute pro. If you didn't know, David Hislop is his brother. He's, amazing record like that. I'm sure Eddie Hislop possesses some kind of quality like him. In the past, throughout a couple of years, I haven't really given him too many runs in the first team. I mean, it says he's played 19 and 13 times, but 4 starts there, 3 goals. That's a pretty good record. This season, 7 starts, 2 goals. That isn't a good record. But then again, David Hislop and James O'Neill were the ones playing more consistent first team football. I'm going to get Eddie Hislop, the first maybe 10 games or so of the season, see how he does there. If he's not performing, I'll put James O'Neill in, or I'll put Christopher, or I'll put James in. If he does perform well, then that's a great thing, 18 years of age, he'll be going on 19 next season. It just means that we've got a partnership forming between the two brothers of Eddie Hislop and David Hislop. Another thing is what I noticed, we've got 2 Nobles at the squad. Now, I decided to look into this because I thought, maybe they could be brothers, and it turns out they are. They are brothers. Matthew Noble and Gareth Noble are both brothers, so maybe we'll have a brother partnership up front and a brother partnership in defence. I actually think, though, they'll be competing for the same position, so a brother rivalry. There's 3 years difference here, not the 1 year difference between the Hislops, but I think Gareth Noble has the ability to be better than Matthew Noble, so there'll be a little bit of a brother rivalry going on there as well. Elsewhere, though, I don't think we need to strengthen too much. I mean, we've got Watts there. I'm happy with Colin Hughes being our 4th choice centre mid. I'm happy with Thomas Jones being our left mid. So I don't feel we really need to strengthen on too many positions. I'd like to bring in a new keeper. Maybe, of course, I'll be looking for other positions. If I can strengthen other positions, I will. If not, there's no real point in me signing just for the sake of signing, because we've got a young squad, and it's a squad that will grow, and as it grows, will get better, and as it gets better, we'll dominate this league more and more and more. And just to have a little comparison there, we have got the youngest average age in the league of 20 years old. So, obviously, we're doing something right. And it should say average international youth appearance. We actually know our average would be 0. We do have players playing in the youth squads, but just not to that thing. And we have the highest average height in the league with only 5'11". Wow, the Welsh league has got some tiny players in it. And there you go. We're just going to flick through here. There's nothing really too much important. Ha! Our midfielders have the lowest teamwork in the league. Yeah, we got the highest assist from one of our midfielders. That's an incredible thing. But yeah, this will be it for now, guys. I don't think there's really too much more I want to talk about. I've looked at pretty much most of the key players I wanted to highlight. I've talked about what will pretty much be coming on next season. Of course, we'll have the live comms in the Europa League against whoever we may face. Hopefully, we'll be aiming for the second or third round of qualifying, I'm going to say, because I want to be optimistic and I want to be realistic with my target as well. I think we can get past the first qualifying round if the draw is kind to us. And if the draw is kind to us yet again, I think the third qualifying round is a real possibility. So, until then, guys, until next time, peace out.